Empaths are known to be the very caring set of people. They can absorb the emotions of others and will do anything possible to make sure that they put smiles on the faces of everyone that comes across them. However, despite all these good qualities of the empaths, they also have issues which they suffer mostly based on their overly good nature. Some of these challenges include being misunderstood by people because of how deeply they feel. They can also become overwhelmed easily as they juggle all of the emotions they experience. These are just a few of the struggles of the empath. In this video, we will be talking about 10 problems that only highly empathetic people understand. But before going down the list, please help by clicking that like button below. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any interesting updates in the future. 1. They easily get switched up by emotions of others. The emotions of the empath are never stable because they can get switched at any time because of the emotion that someone else close to them is feeling. An empath can be having a fun-filled day only for that happiness to be changed abruptly when they see their partner who is sad, maybe because he or she had an awful day. Immediately, their emotions will shift. All the good vibes disappear, and they immediately key into the emotions that their partner is going through. It immediately becomes as if they were the one that had the awful experience, and this makes it even more difficult to help the person out because they also have the same emotions at the same time. 2. They constantly battle with emotional stress. This is not usually as a result of their emotions, but because of the many emotions of people that they carry on their shoulders. Normally, the emotions of a person are enough to wear a person out. Then imagine when one person is bearing the emotions of more than 2 people at the same time or simultaneously. The empath picks up the emotions of everyone around him or her, and because of this, they quickly get tired because the emotions are way too much. Because of this emotional stress that they pass through, they have to carefully manage their emotions and practice a lot of self-care to avoid constant emotional fatigue and exhaustion. 3. They care too much. Empaths are at most times seen as being too caring or too emotional because of the way they handle the feelings of other people like it's their own. Sometimes the empath tries to shut themselves from carrying the burdens of other people. However, since it is something that is already a part of their being and not something that they can easily drop, they find it very difficult to do. Not being able to do this ends them carrying heavy burdens that they might not be able to even have control over. And because of this, they try as much as possible to make sure that they remedy the situation so that they can have peace. 4. They get confused on whether or not to go out. Empaths are known to be easily connected to people, but most times they have issues going out because they are scared that they might get entangled with the emotions of other people as they step out, especially when they are not really in a mood to handle the emotions of other people. Also, most times, when they are exhausted by the emotions of outsiders, they always want to be on their own to be able to recuperate. People sometimes mistake them for introverts, but whichever, the empath knows that if they don't give themselves some time to be alone, they can easily crumble under pressure. 5. Solitude is a must for them. The empath, knowing fully well that they pass through having to carry the burdens of other people, usually get so exhausted that they always need time for solitude. Else they might break down due to too much pressure. The time for solitude is the only time that the empath can consciously take to focus on themselves and sort out the thoughts swirling around in their head. This is also the best time they can make decisions for themselves about their life. Non-empaths may not need as much time alone, and some even thrive being around others constantly, but the empath needs it as much as he needs air to breathe. 6. They need time to process transitions. Empaths find it difficult to adapt to a new environment, especially if the new environment has much difference from the previous setting in which they were. This is one of the reasons why they find it difficult adapting to a less noisy environment after coming out from a very noisy environment or be completely overwhelmed when jumping into a crowded event. They need time to process the staggering transition and all emotions associated with it. 7. They have struggled with unease or depression. Because of the high sensitivity of their emotions to both themselves and others, they tend to struggle so much with their mental health, which can include self-doubt, stress, and unease. It kills them the most when people don't seem to understand them and begin to feel that they are behaving somehow, or when people disappoint them. They feel like they have been hit by a truck. Also, many empaths spend their lives feeling different from those around them, and most times this leads to isolation. This is why it is so crucial for empaths to take time for themselves and make their well-being a priority. 8. They can read minds. Empaths can know when someone is not fine emotionally, even though the one person might not say anything or might even claim to be fine. The empath can easily read their true feelings at the moments from their body language. This is a great characteristic because it allows the empath to notice when someone is in need without being told, although it makes it difficult for the empath to enjoy themselves. After all, they are always looking out for the feelings of others. 9. People abuse their kindness. Most empaths try as much as possible to shield themselves from people they just met because they know that so many people are just out there to take undue advantage on them. They disassociate themselves from anyone that they find to be dishonest, is trying to play with their emotions, or those with bad intentions. The major issue that the empath has is that they are not immune to deception, narcissism, and toxic people. So they are extremely careful so that they don't fall into the hands of the wrong people, so that their emotions will not be abused. 10. They find it hard to say no. One of the most difficult things for the empath to say to someone is no. They feel that when they say no to someone, they are indirectly hurting that person, and they never want to be the reason why someone is upset emotionally. So for that reason, they are always ready to sacrifice their time or energy just to put a smile on the face of others. This, most of the time, ends with them doing things that end up draining them and leaving them overwhelmed. Well, those are the problems that only highly empathetic people will understand. I hope that you enjoyed my explanation. Please don't hesitate to share your thoughts and experiences in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to be notified of subsequent videos. Thanks for watching.